Tonight, we go back in time. To a structure that throughout the years has been used by earls, madams, smugglers, witches, cults, and devil worshippers. Tonight, we go back in time, stealth camping. Our home for the night, Raglan Ruins, Raglan Monument, Raglan Folly. It's an 80-foot tall structure built in the year 1772, commissioned by the 2nd Earl of Halifax either as a summer house or as a tower so he can watch his merchant ships dock at a nearby port. Now from a bird's eye view, this structure is set in a triangular formation. Most probably the magnet for the cults and devil worshippers who have flocked to this place for over 100 years. With the most recent report being that of the year 2009. There's also reference to the monument being used as a brothel in the 1800s. The ruins have seen illegal raves, graffiti, occultists, and paranormal investigators. Local law suggests spectral sightings that include flying bricks, pieces in windows, and a ghost tractor that drives up behind you and then disappears. The ruins have also been the site of suicides. Some things never change. Didn't like being here 2 years ago, don't like being here now. We're at one of the most seriously strange places in the area, and to top that off, we've got a storm blowing in. This might quite possibly be the worst 24 hours I've ever had on this channel. Supposedly one of the most haunted places in the south, and absolutely one of the most eeriest places I've ever been to. I spoke in a previous video about not being bothered by the prospects of ghosts or spirits, but this place absolutely reeks of negative energy. In all honesty, I'm a bit on edge about this whole thing right now, and I think it's the only place that I've ever bailed early. So let's have a little tour, shall we? So nobody really knows the original purpose of this structure. Some speculate that it was a summer house or an overwatch, a tower for old Lord Halifax to watch his merchant ships come sailing in. Personally, I wouldn't have thought it was a summer house. The structure is far too unaccommodating. For example, these halls here, if we climb up, lead down into these little chambers, if you will. And the same goes for the other three hallways. For example, goes into the little chamber, and the same here. Certainly a strange layout, as I mentioned in the first video we did here, is that triangular structure, and that triangular structure brings in the negative people, entities, and events. So I don't know what it was, but I know what it is now. And that's one hella creepy, old, triangular building. The plan is to have ourselves a little coffee and then have ourselves a little daytime paranormal investigation before the night time. I tell you what though, been looking for gas everywhere. There's already strange noises about. Looking for gas everywhere. I went to Mountain Warehouse for some gas. didn't have any. They had this. I thought this was the gas I needed. Then I realised it wasn't. Didn't fit my stove. So I had to go down to the catalogue and get some gas. Didn't have any gas. So I had to buy the stove for this. Which was slightly annoying, because I really didn't need one, but it just clicks onto there like that. At least this gas should last me a while. So let's have a quick recap of the many reports of paranormal activity here. From bricks being thrown from the top of the tower to a ghost of a woman walking around the building. In addition to that, you have reports of a ghostly face looking out through one of the windows of the top floors. The most disturbing report is of people being physically pushed and grabbed. We're talking poltergeist activity. But oddly enough, the most popular story is that of a ghost tractor in the fields just outside the ruins here that comes up to you and then disappears. So I was just sitting here, the rain has just begun and the GoPro just started playing by itself. There's been a few interesting occurrences with the GoPro. When I first got here, I was transferring footage from the GoPro and it just wouldn't do it. It wasn't having any of it. So there's some electrical problems happening. I don't know why, what for, whether it's because of this place or it's coincidental. Just thought I'd add that in there. Using our trusty ghost hunting software again tonight. Don't know why I said it was trusty, because I don't trust it much at all. However, that being said, if it was to be accurate, this would, what better place than here, right? So we're going to start by taking a walk around the perimeter of the building and seeing what pops up. Now, last time I did this, there were stick figures everywhere, and that was what I believe due to be because of the trees and any kind of straight form, a post or anything like that. One of those stick figures appears. Now, you didn't see the last one. This, what we're using here, is basically create stick figures, and these stick figures are supposedly represent a ghost spirit entity of some description, right? So now it's caught, see, like that for example is caught onto the doorway there, the arch, and so I just don't know how much stock I have, but we'll continue making our way around the perimeter until we reach the doorway on the other side. Then we'll go inside, and that should then, there's not much straight stuff inside. There's no trees inside the building. And so that should give us a good idea on what this is all about. So we've just looped the building. We just went around the perimeter of the building, looking at it from the outside. It's liking the doorways and the windows and whatnot. So let's head inside. And see where we're at with it. And it's just walking. A little bit of jump. It is getting darker now, getting later in the day. So far, we're not seeing much. Just see all this litter strewn on the floor here. is picking up on the So what I understand is if the stick figure is, you want to ask them to maybe put their hand up in the air or something like along those lines. Something else as well. Raise your left leg. Okay. You gotta do something else. Move somewhere else. Yeah, it's a bit, you know, just a bit creepy that it was on that piece of graffiti there. That's all I'm saying about that. Super eerie place. Super eerie. Yeah. Jump it. Alright, let's go. You always feel like you're kind of being watched, you know? It's interesting that the only place that stick figure appeared was on that graffiti. So you know what? Here's a little experiment. We're gonna go around the rest of the graffiti and see if it reappears. It's kind of, so it's there on that point. I'm going around the rest of this circular structure here. It's kind of picking up on that graffiti. So interesting that it now it's not there. Now it's there. It likes that hail sign. Those windows right there, the ones with just entirely black within, making me feel so uneasy right now, really uncomfortable. The whole structure has me feeling really uncomfortable right now, just how dark it is within the structure. And I feel like I'm being watched, like whatever way I'm looking. So I'm looking at you right now, I feel like I'm being watched from within the structure, and then when I'm looking at the structure, I feel like I'm being watched from behind me. It's such an eerie feeling, eerie place, horrible place to be. So has to be something to it, right? And as I'm looking in the windows and the doorways and whatnot, you kind of get this, you understand why people think there's faces or ghostly figures looking at you, because you get that vibe, right? But I think it's mostly the branches, the leaves and stuff like that moving around. But you could definitely mistake it for a ghost. Mistake it maybe it's real. Just getting some chow on now, got a all day breakfast heating up, and as I'm sitting here waiting for it to heat up, I'm thinking to myself, what if there's more to this place than meets the eye? Especially after the skeletal remains of the Ragden man was found. A 4,000-year-old Bronze Age skeleton discovered, still clasping his dagger in front of his face. A sword wound on his elbow, presumably the fatal hit and where he bled out, uncovered in the field just here outside of this ruin. The dagger he clasped just so happens to be the oldest object ever found in the UK. But why are we talking about this archaeological discovery? Well, it made me think of Indian burial grounds and the events of high strangeness that surround them. Curses, powers, spirits. That makes me wonder if there's more than what meets the eye here. Time for some chow now, have a little talk about the afternoon's events before proceeding into the evening. Some strange noises have been heard, although that could be due to the rather high winds that we're having today. And everything within the structure is amplified and echoed, as you may have heard when I'm in there talking. One thing though, and that's battery drain. I'm talking rapid battery drain. And this is something I've only ever encountered in 2 other places. Once in an ancient woodland with a whole lot of history, and another time when I was camping out on a ley line. So rapid battery drain, that's the thing. My phone, power bank, GoPro, everything's just taken a hammering for some reason. And also with the GoPro just starting playing by itself. I don't have it on that mode, you know. It was on the mode where it was ready to record, it wasn't on the video section, and so somehow it just started playing by itself. And the other one being unable to transfer the footage because it was saying camera is busy. So strange stuff with the electronics. That's harder to explain than the noises that I'm hearing in the structure itself. But we're going to finish up our dinner here, and we'll be continuing. So this is our setup here. We've got the ruins just there. We're just outside of the ruins. This is our setup. We've got the old quick deploy sleep system. I already had the sleeping bag in the bivy bag ready to go. Got a Vango Aotrum Thermo Platinum, but I knew there was going to be a bunch of rubbish, so I brought this little foam roll mat. And that's just to preserve the life of the roll mat, because there's so much litter strewn around this area. Joined by the old hunter's moon tonight. Big bright one. It's illuminating some of the stuff outside, but nothing in here. As I prepare for my next attempt to communicate with the dead, my instincts are telling me not to enter the ruins. There's an evil presence surrounding the entire structure itself, but the evil emanates from within. Okay. Who here wants to play a game? I'll start. Are there any spirits present with us tonight? Once again, are there any spirits, ghosts, entities? There is, huh? What? Behind me? Shit. Okay. How many fingers am I holding up? What? This is wow. I don't know. What are we talking about here? Let me get this straight. Let me. I'm really uncomfortable right now.
Absolutely.
We're gonna. Super uncomfortable right now. I'm really not enjoying this. Not enjoying this, hey? I'm really not enjoying this. Death. I have no idea. So I just had to step away from the area, get a little breather, because it's just a completely negative sight. My head is killing me. It did this to me a couple of years ago, and it's doing it to me again now. And I'm not a firm believer in all this stuff. I don't believe in all this stuff easy. But this place is something else. Okay, we're back. Gonna take a sit down just outside the ruins here. Gonna take a sit down and calmly play this game. I'm not gonna stop recording at all, not now. It's just gonna keep rolling because there have been occasions where I've stopped recording and then something's happened, a noise has been made in there. Super kind of just, this is it's not nice, not a nice experience, but in the interest of science, shall we continue? Anybody there? It's that one, it's that. I hate that sound. Did you die in this structure?
Nine.
Are you, or were you, a human?
I was.
You were. What? Is anybody there? What is your name?
Lighthouse.
What is your name? Rough night already. I'm not too enamored about being out here right now. I haven't even got the poncho set up too good, but it's set up enough that it's gonna cover me if it rains. The rest of the bivy bag might get wet, but that's okay. That's what it's designed to handle. Yeah, it's been a tough night, but the rain didn't come like they said it was gonna come, so that's a plus, I guess. Yeah, my head's killing me right now, so I'm gonna bed down. Hopefully I can get to sleep easy enough and I'll wake up feeling refreshed. So until then, I'll catch you in the morning. The sun rose above the cloudy grey, and with not much to report, I survived the night unscathed. My batteries, however, did not. Ghosts, ghouls, spirits, angels, and demons. People have been seeking the answers to the questions they've been asking for centuries about this little thing called life after death.